this week's episode, I wanted to talk about different first-time homebuyer mistakes and the ways that you can avoid them. So probably one of the biggest issues is not figuring out how much house you should afford. Not can afford, but should afford. I work with an awesome financial advisor for my own properties, but also to help pair my clients with somebody who can align their goals a little bit more and truly figure out how much house you should afford. Working with a financial advisor yet, I would highly suggest getting someone on your side. And if you need a suggestion, I have some good recommendations as well. We already took all of last week to talk about down payment, but just a snippet, don't make the error of assuming that you have to delay your homeownership ability while saving for this down payment. There are plenty of low down payment programs for first-time home buyers out there, including state programs that even offer down payment assistance and some competitive mortgage rates for those first-time home buyers. So do your research, go look for it. You don't have to delay homeownership. One is not looking into first-time home buyer programs. You are only a first-time home buyer once. There's money out there for you. There are tons of resources, so use them. A really big mistake I see is compromising important things like location. People will say, well, you can get a bigger house for the same price outside of the city a little bit more. That's great, you have a bigger house, but you're not going to be spending as much time there because you're going to be in your car stuck in traffic for a while. Find what your lifestyle fits. If you want to be able to walk down the street to a coffee shop or to a friend's house or to a dog park or whatever it is, don't compromise that just because of the price tag further away. Location is important. So I see a lot of people that they get stuck on the really minor things, on the aesthetics of the house. The bigger pieces are important. Is the roof good? How is the air conditioning? How is all of that? The aesthetics will come. The neighborhood should be good, but you should be able to live in it comfortably, like back when I said, how much house should you afford? You should be able to live there comfortably and use it as a stepping stone in order to move into something better. You're a first-time home buyer. It's your first house. It's your starter house. You should also shop around and be comfortable with your home buying decision. So you should know what you like and don't like in a house, what you need and what you don't need in a house. A lot of people will completely change their minds when they actually start looking at a house, and they'll realize, oh, you know what? We can make those small changes. We don't need it anymore. Or we absolutely need this location. We're going to nix out these other areas. They're terrible. That is a good thing to know. I was looking at a lot of areas before I bought either of my properties, and there were plenty that were like, this house looks awesome. And we went down the road and we're like, we're not even going to see it. We're just going to keep going because this road is terrible. So those are things to keep in mind. It's really important to shop and be way more confident when you find the house that you're like, yep, this is it. Piggyback off the last one. It's important to also realize in a hot market like we have here in Phoenix, you do have to move fast. So also more traction in that market because you have investors going into it as well. So the number of Valley homes for sale that are actually priced in that first-time homebuyer kind of starter home market that are underneath that 350 mark is actually almost down 20% from last year, according to the Cromford report. So that's why it's important to figure out what you do and don't want in a house. That way, when you see the one that you know you want, you can act on it now and you can beat out the competition. So another one is just miscalculating the repair and renovation costs for a home. I think shows like HGTV and all of these reality home flipping programs are misconstruing some information. So a lot of people think it's really easy, it's really fast, and it's relatively cheap. And when you're really looking at it, it's not. Another thing first-time homebuyers kind of forget is that things break with a home. So something's going to go wrong. So you need to have some kind of little emergency fund just in case you need to replace the hot water heater or the roof. And one thing that you've probably heard me push in every episode that I've had, as a buyer, you have free representation with an agent. So if you're not working with a buyer's agent who has your best interests at heart, you're making a huge mistake. If you call the listing agent, they have limited representation over you because they work with the seller. They have a contract with the seller, not for you, but they can still represent you and make a little bit of money. So just keep that in mind. Free representation for buyers. Get a buyer's agent to represent you. Do your research and get a good agent.